The docents and actors also introduce items that can be found at the Rizal Shrine. Here, one can find copies of the original manuscripts of Rizal's famous novels, the Noli Me Tangere and the El Filibusterismo. It also showcases Rizal's own sculptures, his very own clothes, and even a piece of his spine hit by a bullet when he was executed.
They can learn hands-on here all about his writings, the things that he created, and those things would inspire every Filipino to do well in their lives. Make Rizal their inspiration.
Students will immediately feel a connection to a young Rizal who also struggled with his studies. Unlike other guided tours, Hero Square tours are marked by skits.
That makes sense. By the way, Father, I made this for you.
Nonsense.
No, I want you to have it.
Thank you.
Hero Square tours are also livened up by music.
Mayroong aral dyan na kailangan matutunan, sinaglang karunungan, huwag gaanong lapitan. Ngunit ang liwanag ay napakarikit, matupok man ako, malwalhati ang pait.
Hero Square believes an educational and memorable tour is one that leaves an impact on its guests.
We are storytellers of our history, and Hero Square, in Hero Square, we tell the story of our heroes. We have to provide our students with opportunities to experience these stories and be inspired. When the students are inspired, you are igniting them to dream good for the Philippines.
Retracing the steps of our national hero Jose Rizal on his 150th birth anniversary is an opportunity for us Filipinos to see how far we've come as a people. But reflecting on Rizal's life is also a chance for us to look into the future and see what else we can become. Billy Ramos for the ABS-CBN News Channel.
The drama of Rizal's 35-year-long life unfolds in the new play, Huling Paalam ng Gamu-Gamu. Let's get to know more about Rizal, his life, loves, and vision, his struggles and triumphs. To give us an inside look at the research and challenge of reproducing Rizal's life on stage to educate and inspire Filipino audiences, joining us in the studio are actors O'Neil Torres, who plays Rizal and who really looks like Rizal, Andoni Albert and Ali Figueroa, who play the Jesuit teachers of Rizal. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good afternoon.
Please introduce yourselves in character, starting with O'Neil.
I'm O'Neil Torres. I'm a theater actor, and I act for Hero Square Tours.
And you are Jose Rizal.
And I am Jose Rizal.
All right.
Hi, I'm Andoni Albert. I'm the convener of Hero Square, which is an educational tours and educational campaign about heroism primarily.
And Ali?
I'm Ali Figueroa, Hero Square's creative director, but I am also Father Francisco de Paula Sanchez of the Society of Jesus.
Tell us about this idea of this play. Where did it begin? How was it born?
Yeah, well, Hero Square actually is a group that we put together last year where we thought of merging actors and historians to create educational tours and revive heroism in the hearts of the Filipinos. So we started with basic education and secondary education, and just recently this summer we actually launched already weekend tours of Hero Square.
How would people get in touch with you? Is there a website they should click into, or a number they should call?
Yeah, actually you can visit us on Facebook. We're on Hero Square on Facebook, Hero Square Intramuros as well. So we just made sure, and then you can contact us via our website at herosquare.com.
All right, you're all artists, and all singers actually. Give us a bit of a background on what you do.
Well, I'm an alumnus of the Ateneo College Glee Club, and Jose Rizal also studied in Ateneo. So I'm also a musical director. I direct plays for the musicals of Repertory Philippines, 9 Works, as part of my day job too.
Right, Andoni?
Yeah, I'm part of a group called Bukas Palad Music
Yeah.
Ministry. I'm actually with Ali. We sing with the group, although I'm inactive now, but my day job is not into theater and not singing. My day job is far removed. I'm in information technology.
It's great. It's great to see that you've, well, you can be in IT and be in the arts
Yes,
as well.
definitely.
Okay, Ali?
Well, I'm primarily a communications and the branding professional, but I've been in theater since my days in the Ateneo, and I also sing, so this is something really along the lines of that creative work of communicating.
O'Neill, playing the role of being Dr. Jose Rizal on stage, what is it like? What are the things that you found out about him that you didn't know when you weren't playing the role?
Well, first of all, it's exhilarating to be Jose Rizal. Like being Jose Rizal now, and it's his birthday.
Yes.
Is something.
Your birthday.
And it's my birthday.
So don't take off your makeup even after you leave the studio.
What I really found out about him is that he's just an ordinary person, and the fact that he's an ordinary person inspires me to become a hero in my own way. And as a theater actor, you know, playing Rizal is my way of giving back to the country, that I get to inspire young people to, you know, love the country as well.
How much research did you put into the job? I mean, does Rizal talk this way, really? I mean...
Well, I'm not talking as Rizal,
Okay.
not talking as a artist. But it's very...
But if you were talking as Rizal, how...
It's hard because no one knew how he really talked, how he walked. But you know, some historians would say that he's like this, he's like that. So somehow, but my take on it is that you give life to a Jose Rizal that's not really there, and give it your own take, right?
Did he have sense of humor? I mean,
he did.
He's always been depicted as someone who's dead serious and...
No, not at all, not at all. He's like each one of us. He's very normal. He's very intelligent though. But you know.
Andoni, what did it take to get this group together? Was it much effort, or everyone just wanted to give back? It was.
Actually, it wasn't much. It was much effort in the sense of pulling resources, finding the right people. But it wasn't difficult when you found the right people. When you started dialoguing, it was almost spontaneous that everybody wanted to participate. You were asking about research, how much research? Actually, a lot of research, but the research is already there. So we pulled historians, we pulled teachers to join us, we pulled actors, we pulled directors to participate. Hero Square actually launched 5 different sites. 2 of the 5 sites are actually Rizal-based. One happens in the Rizal Shrine, which is actually happening this evening as part of the celebration. And then we have one at the old ruins of the Ateneo de Municipal, where we have actually the experience of the young Rizal. No?
What's happening tonight, and what time is that?
The gates open at 6 o'clock. I think it's a full show. There's going to be a concert at the beginning, several different parts of the program. After the fireworks, the last part is actually the excerpt of Rizal, and where they actually will see Rizal, Josephine Bracken, Padre Sanchez, as well as Teodora Alonso.
What highlights did you choose, and what do you think makes these highlights sum up Rizal as a whole and the entire Rizal experience?
Yeah. Well, what we chose to see it from the eyes of different people. I mean, many people know Rizal to be the intellectual, the doctor, and whatnot. But Rizal the lover, for example, or Rizal the student, Rizal the son. So we saw it from the eyes of Josephine Bracken, the mother, the teacher, while he was in school. So students last year of different grade schools and high schools were able to meet actually the young Rizal and ask him questions, and ask him about what is it like to study. And we see my learning even from this experience is that Rizal was like many of us. He actually had challenges. He wasn't always brilliant. He had challenges learning first the language of Spanish. So he wasn't always #1 in class, for example. I think Padre Sanchez would know more about that.
Let's ask Ali, who plays Padre Sanchez. What's it like? What was he like as a student, and what is it like to be the teacher of such a marvelous or excellent student?
Well, to begin with, Rizal was a very difficult student because he was so different. No, he just really, stood out is actually the reverse of what happened. He was just smaller and darker than everyone else and spoke a different language and had a very heavy accent. And it was very difficult for him at first to be in the Ateneo with all the mestizos, speaking Spanish, coming from money. And then Rizal really had to struggle almost every step of the way during his early years. But like everything, I think, in Rizal's life, as we have seen it, we know of how he overcame all of these things. He eventually became better at all of them in Spanish. He became an athletic champion. He became a top fencer. He became a wrestler, in fact. And then, and I think that was very inspiring. To this day, the Jesuits, the Ateneo, really considers Rizal one of its foremost alumni, because of that spirit, I think, of triumph over adversity. Not just because he was a genius per se.
You mentioned Spanish. When he went to the Ateneo, he didn't know Spanish at that time.
He knew a little Spanish because of his mother, who taught him Spanish and Latin, but it wasn't the Spanish of the rich and the privileged. And people ridiculed his accent, and it was a very difficult time for him. So, and in fact, I think they also did not want to let him in at first because he was too frail and too small, and they considered, but he may not be able to.
What was Rizal's tongue? What was his tongue? The language that he's comfortable speaking.
Well, even to the end of his days, he wrote a lot in Tagalog, the Tagalog of the Kalamba of his youth. No, we know him to be a polyglot, speaking so many languages, but he never left that love of Filipino. And
but based on your research, for example, just Spanish, how long did it take him to learn that? Do history books show?
Well, I think by his second year he was winning prizes.
Oh wow!
So he was very fast. I mean, he was bullied in his first year. In the second year, he won wrestling matches against his bullies.
And that coming from the street Spanish, which he developed into.
What's the kind of reaction that you've been getting, and what's it like for you? Like after you do a play, I'm sure there's a time when the students get to converse with you. What do they say? What's the kind of reaction
from the kids? Like they really think that I'm Rizal. And they would ask
These are
us
you talking
questions.
about like 6, 7-year-olds?
Yes, they would ask us questions. And like, okay, I have to know all these facts, right? But honestly, like I'm an actor, so I don't know all the facts, right? So we have to
although you try, right?
Yes, I try my best. I really try my best.
Actually, they ask for our autograph. And well, sometimes we're puzzled whether we sign our name.
Why are you laughing? I was about to ask you for your autograph.
Actually, and so we sign in. I play also the young Padre Sanchez, which anyway, that's another story. And then when we sign, they go, cool, wow. And we hold a replica, for example, of the Sacred Heart statue that Rizal gave to Padre Sanchez in the Ateneo. So we have an exact replica. And whenever they see and we say that that's exact replica, the students actually want to touch it, want to feel it, and get a sense of what it was like.
It's really making history alive for them, isn't it? Like being able to touch it. It's not just something that they read in the books, which makes it extra special for these impressionable young minds.
Yes, it's not just a tour. I mean, there's music. You get to converse with them, as you were saying, and then it's not just a play, because in the 5 other sites, you actually get to experience to be part of a group. There's one site where they actually get to join the Katipuneros, which might be another separate occasion altogether. So that's really the whole point, for them to not experience but actually live within history and be heroes themselves, is what Hero Square wants to proclaim and others to latch on to.
And do you see results, given the new way of presenting things? I mean, do you see audiences reacting differently?
Crying, really, crying every time they watch.
I've been teaching for 12 years, and while the classroom's very important, there's a power and there's an excitement that happens when history comes alive for these students and for our guests. And oftentimes, the reviews we get, the most touching reviews come from people who have flown home from many years abroad, from students who didn't care about history, and they suddenly see history and suddenly see themselves in a different light. I mean, that's what it was like, and maybe I can be like that too.
Okay, so as you were saying, this is something that is ongoing. For those who cannot make it tonight to watch the play, there are other dates that they can actually schedule. Get in touch with you on Facebook.
Yes, Facebook.
Like you on Facebook, and then find out the details.
Yes.
So this is an ongoing thing.
Yes. We actually have pre-booked weekend tours, whether through our website or through Facebook. You can call us. I don't know. I think we had brochures. I don't know if they'll be able to flash it on screen. Our number is there. And then for the schools, actually, we've been doing our rounds in the schools and engaging them. So we have a specific Rizal 150 tour for the schools. No? So we've done it for basic education, secondary education. The lesson plans are year-level specific. So you don't just get to see a play or experience a site. We have what you call docents, are actual historians and teachers who teach history actually are your tour guides. No? So in each bus you have a teacher who actually knows the real facts, done the research, no? Who won't just tell you on your left and on your right, but will actually be able to converse with you and teach you the lessons. No? We don't teach just the facts, but we want to teach the value perhaps of being heroes yourselves and heroes of your time.
All right, let me ask you about the title. Why Huling Paalam ng Gamo-Gamo?
Well, Huling Paalam ng Gamo-Gamo because actually the core of the play comes from two sources, no? Two of the iconic sources on Rizal. Number one is the Ultimo Dios, the last fair of Rizal, which really caps his life. It's very interesting, it's very powerful that at the end of his life, Rizal did not write another expose or another social philosophy or an article of revolt. He wrote a love song to the country. So that's one of the sources, Huling Paalam. The next one is one of the iconic images of Rizal, is Rizal beside the lamp with his mother, watching the moth. No, instead of learning his lessons, he was watching the moth being drawn to the flame. And instead of being scared by that image, gets attracted to the image of finding the light, of approaching the light even if it kills you.
Beautiful. Okay, Loves, you mentioned that you're showing through the play the different facets of Rizal. I'm getting to know Rizal. I'm interested. How was he like as a lover? What did you find out in your research?
Well, our play features Josephine Bracken. Rizal is well known as a playboy with many women in many countries across the world. Yes. No, but Rizal at the end marries the sweet stranger, this girl who was probably Irish or half Chinese or whatever, who was stranded on the shores of Mindanao, and then falls in love with her, builds a new life with her, and legend has it that he married her on the morning of his execution.
All right. Before we go, can we have a quick exchange, especially for those who can't make it tonight, a quick exchange between Padre Sanchez and Dr. Jose Rizal?
What do you want to
maybe one of the songs then.
One of the songs?
Oh no, maybe they should watch the play later.
Yes. Just a short conversation perhaps today, the 150th birth anniversary of Dr. Jose Rizal.
Pepe, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too, Padre.
So how have things been here in Dapitan?
Very, very, very tough.
But I hear you have finally found love. Real love.
Padre, don't talk about love right now.
Okay, I was getting glued there. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us. More power to Hero Square. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. All the best.
Thank you very much.
Stay with us as we take a look at the life of Dr. Jose Rizal. Keep it here on ANC.
It's alarming to know that 7 out of 10 Filipino adults have bodies that are aging faster. Defy body aging. Live healthy and take Cystogen Premium with the Multi-Defense System every day. Take the first step to fight body aging. Take the Body Age Challenge now.
This is your captain, Joy Roa. Travel with me and let me show you the many different ways to live life.